Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hunting for Silver Linings. Today is Friday, May 21 here in the Great Lakes region of the United States. My name is Corey Hart. I'm the chapter director for Startup Grind Grand Rapids. We are same distance from Chicago and Detroit in Michigan. And we're excited after taking a little bit of a break to have a bunch of meetings set up with some revisiting some chapter directors that we've spoken to in the past months and year, but then also we have a lot of new people to introduce to you, and so that's why I'm really excited about tonight's conversation with Jose, because we haven't met Jose yet, and Jose has been with Startup Grind for a lot longer than I. So super grateful to have you with us here today, Jose. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, Corey, for the invitation. I'm very glad to be here. Knowing other communities is also important for me and for my community. And also, I appreciate the invite.
You got it. So now I just joined Startup Grind towards the end of 2019. And you've been around for many years before that, and then also in a couple different capacities. And I'm excited to learn about the work that you've been doing with Startup Grind. But first, can you give us a little background on you personally? Because you also have a very interesting personal background. So, like, how did you, who are you and why?
Okay, so I can start with the why. My purpose is to help people to thrive. No, that is my actual purpose, and right now I'm working on develop that in any activity that I working on. And I have experience in digital ecosystem, probably 10 years of experience doing internet design, marketing, anything you have to do with the internet ecosystem. I've done it. And I started with company. So when I was 21, I started a digital marketing agency, and we were like the big innovation in the country because we are doing virtual reality, augmented reality, and things like apps and Facebook 8 years ago. So I can assure you that if you are going to do or open a company and you want to be like that thing that is like in Ecuador we say the last Coca-Cola. It's like the star of the companies. You have to innovate and you have to create products that make a difference in your industry or in your ecosystem. And right now I'm working in biz.com. You can see that is a global app, and we are working in the other side of the business. We are in the B2B industry, and we are helping small and medium retailers thrive. So that is what we do now, and we give them the technology, the insights, and the infrastructure to compete in this more technological world, I can say.
Cool. So where like when did you first learn about and how did you get plugged into Startup Grind?
So Startup Grind started in my country 5 years ago, and I used to go to the events and meet like in the local ecosystem people that is doing the entrepreneurship or developing new companies. And that was what kicked me, And in a startup grind, I found something very important. When I was an entrepreneur, I felt alone, and in with a startup, you always have a community to support you. So that was the main thing why I joined Startup Grind.
And then and so you've worked with Startup Grind in a couple different capacities though, right? So
Yes.
not just as a chapter director.
Yes. For me, the the start was I started like a team member doing all the logistics and posting the events in my network, contacting the local partners, the sponsors, and I really like it. And I grew to a growth hacker manager, and since I did that, the community starts growing because we implement a plan to don't care about the amount of people we impact. We care about the quality of people we impact. It doesn't mean that the quality is about the people, but you can see when someone is interested or not in a particular topic, right? So we prefer to have in offline world of 20, 50 events rather than 100, no, or 200. So we keep it small and we prioritize quality over quantity. That would be the main learning there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And especially when you bring up also the fact that a lot of us all just feel like we're so alone when we're working so hard on our projects or our companies. Now, um, and so now you're a chapter director, and I'd like to learn a little bit about the ecosystem that you're in, because if you could tell us about your city and your region, because you have a very robust and busy startup ecosystem that a lot of people may not know about.
Yes, I would like to start with the region and the opportunities that usually are not common to see when you are in a foreign country. No, so I just wrote an article for World Economic Forum, and they say that Latin America is a missing middle market that no one is talking about, no? And the opportunity here to invest and help entrepreneurs and solve problems, big, huge problems like a million people are are in untouched. You can see, no, this is like ecosystem that is just starting. And I bring also some numbers. In Latin America, they can see 25 billion opportunity for the investors. No, is an open market, and we are willing to have that in places. And right now I'm going to speak about the opportunities and like the industries you can put that if you are willing to come. And tourism is one of the biggest in Ecuador. We have um, we have a small ecosystem in the tourism industry with local companies, and we are looking to develop that with a more conscious global brands that bring um, care for our planet and green development. So that could be the main thing, no? And you also can see some things like food or retail developing in the industry, but technology is not a common thing, for example, no? Um, there are a few companies that are developing things. I think that will be a one weakness of the Latin America, but it doesn't mean that we don't have the people to develop that kind of company. You know, we just need some guidance and investors, and we can do it. So that will be like the macro for the region and for the industry, and you can see that a capital or the opportunity in dollars, right? And in Ecuador, particularly in Ecuador, um, we just had we have a new president. This Monday we are going to have a new president. He's more of the he's the owner of a big bank here, so he's willing to invest in the country, open the markets, willing to do more business with USA, and that figure was have been missed for the last 10 years. So this is a huge opportunity for someone looking to invest and come to the country to do that. We are primarily petroleum or oil country, no? But we learn fast that the future is tourism, technology, and all kind of companies that are looking to do that with a green or more environmental care, no, like decertificated or something like that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up the topic of a new president and recent elections. Latin America, as far as the region is concerned, this year in 2021 has like 15 like elections happening. Like there's a huge like transition of power opportunity, for people and business and industry. What is what is that like in the region? Is there a certain kind of mindset or expectation for the region, opportunity or challenges?
Yes, we think that our countries are thinking more in a globally in a global environment when capitalism and investment are your friends, and we see as them as a good thing, and that change since 3 years of 2 years. No, that is a new thing for us, and I think right now is when investors have to come because the risk is low
Mhm.
and the opportunity is huge. So you have right now the politics for do the investment and the risk to and don't have a lot of risk to try to move that in the future. We have a new president for 4 years, so that can give you a plenty of time to do that.
Yeah. When we see ecosystems that have sudden support for such things like corporate governance and safety of investments and so on, much like say in the Arab Spring with the opening of like even like a Cairo,
Mhm.
how fast that ecosystem just really like grew and flourished from almost nothing. Um, so uh, when you speak about the global opportunities and working together, this last year and a half with the pandemic, we've seen so many central banks do a lot of coordination and efforts like that. Would you be able to talk a little bit about how this last year and a half has been uh, to the end as far as um, uh, still being able to foster an environment that's beneficial for business? Does that make sense? What I'm asking?
Yes, yes, it's a topic that I also bring because everybody's talking about the pandemic
Right.
situation, no, and how we are going to recover. Um, so I'm going to do a brief history of what happened during the pandemic. Our health system is not the best in the world, and we have a really bad times with that. Uh, but however, we are green enough, and we have the our populations is um, is willing to grow, no, and have that passion to grow and develop their families, their countries, their companies, and that kind of passion make this region a survivor from the pandemic.
Hmm.
And when you put that kind of thing with the beginning of vaccination and a country that is willing to make business, go to the street and have parties, meet their neighbors, their family, you can see that a lot of money is going to be a transaction.
Hmm.
And that kind of money open the country to do business from entertainment to food and clothes. No, you can see that in what is coming, and we call that the euphoria phase. No, it's like we right now we just finished a lockdown. The last month was a lockdown for us to reduce the cases of COVID. But right now, if you can go to the street, the people and the attitude of the people is positive. So they are looking to do things. They want to be in the streets. They want to work. The optimism of the people, I think, is the most rescatable part of that thing. And one another topic that I bring is the way that we work with the pandemic. Um, the technology and all the infrastructure that you need in Latin America just evolved with from all of us going to the offices, and it changed to all of us working from our homes. That is easy when you are in USA, in a first country, no, because you have the connections, the laptops, and you can work. But in third countries like us, um, if you can see the background and the backend and all the infrastructure in telecommunication systems, accountability, it wasn't there. So right now, in 1 year, we jump like 3 or 5 years in each company. So the company that have not jumped, they are going to disappear. No, in 1 year or 2 years. That is, I think, is a common rule in the world, but in Ecuador and in Latin America, that that is very positive for us to the pandemic. No, it's like you can see the positive thing in the pandemic with the digitalization and the digital transformation of all the companies here.
Yeah, and also the bringing the potential to bring some regions together.
Yes.
As what in both business, apart from politics. So, and on that topic, so both Colombia and Peru have spots of like really powerful innovation and busy like ecosystems. Is there connectivity among talent or companies? Are there regional opportunities when people think about starting something up, or do people like stay more close to home?
Yes. So in Quito, I think Quito is the most entrepreneurial city, no, with complete ecosystem of co-workings, funds of capital funds, VCs, entrepreneurs and companies uh, from the public sector and the private sector willing to invest in them. No, it's already, I think, ecosystem that grow is I can say the age is 4-5 years already, so it's not mature, but it's stable, and you can see that the infrastructure, the connections, the networking, and it's a small city, so it's like everybody knows each one. No, so like um, that give you security because you know who is who,
Right.
and and you can see also that who knows what is talking about and why he is talking about, no, the interest behind. So that can see is a good environment to have here in the coast region. I can see the more there is the more the big opportunities there because of their their size, and also they don't have the public sector in the coast. All the government is in this highlands. So I clearly can see that if you are willing to invest in import, export, business, agriculture, or tourism, the coast region is a place to be, no? And if you want to do technology or things more related with fintechs or banks, retail could be the highlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up the fact that there is some good amount of public and private coordination, because there are a lot of government and state organizations to help entrepreneurs. So if and also like not to discount the you have a robust university network in education. So if for example, let's say if I'm a young man there, and I have an idea, uh, and I've graduated from the university, um, what is the is it fairly easy to find? You said that it's a community that people kind of know each other. Is it fairly easy to get plugged into the ecosystem where I can find someone that says, like, hey, you know what, you should actually talk to Jose, or hey, you should go to this co-working place, or you should apply for this program? Is it that kind of situation, or is the network not that open? Is it kind of closed off? Does that make sense?
Yes, no, I think that we have both types, and it depends of what do you want to do. Um, if you are an expat, no, or you are a foreign, I will recommend that the first contact can be us as a startup brand, no, for the network, and furthermore, just to trying to make appointments with the managers of the co-workings of the VCs, and we can help in that. No, we already have that the network, so that could be easy for you. But if you don't want to go through us, if you there are events as not regular right now for the COVID, but there are some events for entrepreneurs in the co-workings. The funds also are doing some things, and it's easy to ask and go to their offices. No, we are here, and if you are foreign or you're from another country, um, we are going to we we are going to open the door and hear what you want to say. No, we are not a closed country or a closed city.
Okay, so if I um, so it sounds like it might be fairly easy if I have a good idea, because a
Mhm.
lot of it's if you have a good idea or not, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if I have a good idea, that I could get plugged in to some state resources or community or whatnot. Um, when it's time to find, like, say a co-founder or some talent, is that what does that look like? Is that fairly easy? Am I looking more regionally? Am I hiring outside of the ecosystem, or what is that like to build my early company?
It's a really good question. I will say what I think that is the best way. No, it's not the like, but this is an idea. If I will come from USA, right? So it's like, I would like to look for a co-founder that are from the country, no, and trying to look for someone that have that global exposure and also know the country and the people in the country. This is a small country, so you have to know the people to do a fast progress, no. And when you are looking for a team, I can say that we have that kind of people, but already have a job. So you offer has to be really lucrative first for the salary,
Yeah.
and also have a value of growing, no, a future. And when you this is like a more this is a thing that the locals know, and if you are working in Ecuador and you have a good education, or you have the opportunity to do a course in USA or have a USA university, you are going to work in a company like a multinational company, or you are like working from Ecuador to another company remotely, and that is the kind of people that you are looking for, no? If
Mhm.
you don't have much time. But if you want to willing to stay in the country and develop your people, it's up to you, no? If you want to spend 1, 2, or 3 years here and you have a project for 5 years, I would like to say that we have the knowledge, we have the people, that is the most important thing, and we can learn fast. And the
Right.
passion that drive us is the thing that could make us different.
That's awesome. That's great to hear because I see that like Ernst and Young is there, KPMG, Price Waterhouse Coopers, like Cisco, Highway, IBM. Everyone's got a presence, right? And
Yes, yes,
that can make for a tight labor market, uh,
yes.
or expensive. So like,
Yes, that could be expensive. So that here's the I don't know is the answer of the question, but it's think globally and solve locally. No,
right.
so if you solve a local problem and you can think globally, I think is the best answer that I can give you. And also the opportunity for this country to understand that we are in a global ecosystem. We have to develop that kind of
Mhm.
um, things.
Yeah, there's a startup that I've been working with for some time, and we have teams that so we have some Venezuelan talent, we have
Mhm.
Ecuadorian talent, we have Colombian talent, and then we are over in Ukraine,
Mhm.
Bulgaria,
Yes,
and we're in
yes,
Russia, and um, and we have some US as well,
mhm.
and that keeps us running. 24 hours a day, which is awesome.
That is amazing, of course. So you
But
you
yeah,
have to you have
amazing
to work
talent.
with the sun, no?
Yeah. So, all right. So my company now it's fairly I've got a good idea. So that's great. I have support from my ecosystem. I have a mix of local, regional, and international talent. Now it's time to like really get some investment. Okay. So, you have what I've read that you have some fairly robust like angel networks and some VC groups. What's it like for raising money?
Okay, for raising money is, I think in Ecuador, when we are talking about local groups, they are willing to give you money if your idea is first it's a good idea. You can prove that your prototype is working, and also prove that you can have that local partner that help you to grow in the region. No, that I think that are the main things that they are looking for. And we are not far as you can see us from there. Endeavor is here, and we don't have Y Combinator, but with Endeavor we help, and I used to do events with them, and we help the small. We first I can talk about here we have entrepreneurship and companies from small to medium, and we rarely see startups. That is a big difference, no? So if you have a startup that is going to work in Ecuador, I'm sure this is going to work in all the region. But if you have a company that is going to work probably in the highlands region of the South America, that kind of company is what I usually see here. No, is a company that solves a specific problem, but is they are looking to globalize, but they are not yet. No, so when you see that, the investors here are willing to invest because that give them security and knowledge of the ecosystem. No, but if you have that kind of startup vision for a globally and exponentially grow, um, in Ecuador, I don't think it's the best place to look for that kind of money because of the amount of money you are going to ask for a kind of company, you know. But if you want to invest to do something in region and start investing in some countries, and start developing there and later go globally, but your idea originally is solving a global problem, could work. No, could work. We have an example of that. The name is Kushki. Kushki is a fintech that solves a problem that the multinationals can couldn't. So Kushki solved the fintech problem for this region. They give us a button to pay, and that's it. So they manage the correct fees, the good technology. They know how to develop in this kind of region, and Visa, Mastercard, and the others couldn't. That is the thing, no? And they are right now in New York, and they don't want to open the market. I don't think that in the close time, in the future, in the close future, they want to open a business in USA because they are going to manage all the South America. So that is the opportunity, no? And you can see that.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you speak about the need, the specific like focus for investment, like in my region here, for every U.S. dollar that is invested locally, we need to bring in like $9 from outside of our ecosystem. Just because there's only so much money to go around, you know. Like,
Yeah, of
so,
course, yes,
yeah,
yes,
and it doesn't mean that like really great innovation doesn't happen here, because you know it does, like it does there, like you said, there's and there's a lot of success stories from your
yes,
ecosystem. Like we have a lot
yes,
of stuff going on.
yes.
Are there are there um, are there some other examples that come to mind that that are worth sharing?
Yes, yes, and I will have I have a list here to share with you, because for us, for Startup Grind, we are connected, right? And we want to make friends and no connections. And you can look for Impacto. Is I think they are, in my opinion, the the top of the level in co-working, a space for learning, a space for helping entrepreneurs. And right now they create um, capital fund that is willing to invest just in the region. So they want to solve the real problems in the region, and they are conscious about what we have, and um, things that are a pain for us, like develop education system, develop tourism industry, develop more green companies and environment, also fight with the desnutrition, things with a core no behind. And I think that is the main player here. Also, you can see from you can look for Quito, that is public. It's like Impacto, but is a public, is from the public side. And also you can look for us as a connector, no. And if you want to see what's going on and just write me an email, ask me a question, and I can send you the links, the info, and every detail that you need for start something in Quito. One more, I can talk about some startups. Kushki is one of the biggest. Also, we have Cryptos. Cryptos is a startup. Is a startup right now. They are in Israel, so they crypto your emails to do them more secure and encrypted. No, it's like security for the emails.
Hmm.
Um, they just raised $2 million in their round, and another company is an app that is a good friend of mine, and I think that he was in the last global conference with the startup grind. The name of the app is Family App, and in the app you can look for stories for kids when they are going to bed. So is they are changing the way of you when you read. No, when in the past you read a book, now they have that in the app, and they have clients globally. The solution is for every country, and they just think that no, it's amazing. And also you can have we have like a map for all the startups in our country, and it's a tech map of of companies in Ecuador. The name is Buen Trip. Buen como good in Spanish,
Yeah.
Buen Trip, and they are like the found that are looking for tech companies, improve digitalization, and that can help you to make business a real big business with in
Mhm.
Ecuador now. So I think that are the names that are coming right now.
I saw Buen Trip, Impacto. I also saw, is it Salto Social and Kruger Labs? Are those
Yes, Kruger Labs. Kruger
are those
Labs
still
are
around?
also here. Yes.
Um, yeah. So, um, uh, I'm really excited that, um, even though despite the tragedy that the global pandemic has presented, the planet, we have seen that globalization and the digitization
Yes.
accelerate by 10, 20 years, depending on the industry and the country, of course. Um, and For you personally, so now back to you now. Like
Mhm.
you have for quite a while been working with international organizations. Um, what are some of these international trends that maybe, I don't know, what's your outlook? Are you excited about like more globalization, or especially through the lens of culture and marketing, right? Because to try to globalize a business, it's not as easy as just like growing. Like you have to recognize your cultural competency every step of the way.
Yes. I'm going to talk about the name of the company is Runa. Runa is a company that solved the payroll problem in Latin America. They develop a platform to make easy for the companies the payroll. And I was listening to the founder. She told one thing about Latin America, and she said that um, technology is key to address a problem in Latin America. But when you think in technology in Latin America, you don't have to think in the front end. You have to think in the back. For them, the biggest problem was that just in Mexico, they have like 250, 100 or 1,000 ERP systems now for the payroll. And every state have their laws, every country have their law, and is trying to solve everything. It's crazy, no? So that was their first learning, and they were thinking that they are going to bring the technology. No, they have to invent the technology. That is a big difference in Latin America. We don't have that kind of structure. So that could be a good learning. And I can see also my company and the company in which I work for, that one of the things that we are fighting or helping people to do is their digital adoption. Latin America is an early adopter, but just the 5% of the population has good internet, good technology like phones, computers, laptops, and that is a huge barrier to cross, no?
Mm-hmm.
So when you think in Latin America is a unique ecosystem with barriers of digitalization in people with digital adoption, and also more background problems like education, risk like with corruption. I tell in the bad things because it's just to be true that some problems that the first country solved, we already have, and are core problems of a society. So if you want to solve that problems, you are going to have a huge market to work in.
Yeah. So on the topic of infrastructure, then, many countries are like really investing a lot of money into getting access, and it's not even like local countries. We have an Elon Musk who feels like he can singularly give like access to the globe. And the struggles of banking without digitization, right? So what's it look like for your ecosystem or Ecuador on the infrastructure front?
Yeah, so for infrastructure, we are one of the most the country with internet penetration and mobile telecommunications. We have covered the 85% of the country, no? It doesn't mean that people has free access to that kind of technology of internet,
Right.
no? So penetration is one thing and access is another.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So with that in mind, I would like to say that you have to be very creative in the approach in this market. No, so you have to don't just think in the internet connection. You have to think in they know how to read, how to use a computer, how to they have a computer. You are going to give them all that kind of structure. You need that, or you just need that they fill a form through phones, and later you solve all the problems. No, that is like a personal experience. For example, for us, we teach our sales front to educate them in things like how to use their phone, how to use our app, how and what are the benefits to use our app, and trying to translate that kind of digital knowledge to a more street knowledge could be a really big challenge. But when you cross that barrier, you have the most. So the early adopter is going to be an advance in really fast, and when you have that, the cure now for exponentiality and digitalization is going to grow like any country in the world.
Yeah. I don't know which, I don't remember which beverage, like international beverage company it is, but I read about how they they developed like some AI and some technology, and also in some cases were willing to offer the digital, like the actual like physical tools, uh,
Yes,
and then offering those to the customer accounts and saying, hey, rather than me having to stop by every week as a salesperson, like if you give us access to this type of data, we can make you a lot more money because we can tell you what things to order, how much to order, how often to order, etc.
yes, yes. You are talking about this. We
Okay.
do that. Yes.
Okay.
So in this we do that. We use algorithms to help the small and small. When I say small, is the owner of a store that is in my corner, and they live in the same building that they have the store, and they have a family of four,
Yeah.
and the net revenue is going to be 1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So that kind of help with technology, with algorithms, and with logistic integrated in one platform is a really huge help for them, no? And we can see them as a business partner right now, and it's a win-win situation.
Hmm.
So that is a change of mind, and that is because I work in this. No, the purpose of this is help tribe people. So um, help people to try. So when you have that, and this is kind of what I found in some of the apps and startups. When you have your purpose, and your purpose is a really truly purpose that want to help grow or educate, learn, the company is going to thrive, and your users are going to thrive. No,
Hmm.
and also it's easier for you to communicate that kind of message with your audience, because it's clear that you are not there for their money, you are there for something else.
Hmm. And there's a tangible, like you can feel the difference in the
Yes,
life that you're making because
yes,
of
yes.
a small change in behavior,
Uh-huh.
interact with a little bit of technology, bring in some partnerships, and then you can spend more time with your children, or you can like
Yes,
like
yes,
you can do all the
it's true.
things.
Yes,
Yeah,
or you can save $100 a month, but that
which is
makes
a
a
lot.
difference. Yeah.
Like,
Yes, yes, yes. And that
uh,
makes a difference. And also in the conscious in your brain, when you tell people why you help them and why you want to do that, you activate another side of your another side of your is I don't remember, is the limbic size of your head, and that is the responsible for trust,
yeah,
loyalty,
yeah.
and the long-term decision. No, so if you're really a company that want to do this, you are investing for 5 or 10 years in advance. So if you have the loyalty of your clients, you can make mistakes, and they already want to buy from you. No, they trust you.
Mhm.
You don't have to do a lot of mistakes, but they are going to understand that you are not for that. No, you are there for another reason.
Right. And these are usually organizations or people that are driven by legacy. Like
Yes.
they want to leave this place better than they found it. They want to they want that family with the apartment above the store. Like it matters
Yes, yes,
how
and
things
and
end up.
and and for them, it's very important that you care for them as
Mhm.
human beings. No, it's a basic thing that usually the companies forgot.
We would
No.
we would hope that it would be basic. Yeah.
Yes.
you know. So we're at the end of our hour here, and I wish I had more time to get to know you. Um, But as I warned you before we hit record, the
Yes.
last question I have for everyone that we interview is because we're so as directors, and humans, we're just so busy giving to our flock of entrepreneurs, the people in our community. Like we're giving, 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 right?
Mhm.
So what I want to ask you is what can the global network of chapter directors, ecosystem builders, startup grind members, what can we do for Jose? What can we do for bees? What can we do for Quito?
Yes, I think that what I expect from you is uh, what can I expect for you is uh, clarity of values in the things that you are doing. No, I expect a person that is willing to say the truth. It doesn't matter what you do; you have to say the truth. And I'm willing to have a real and true connections with other human beings. No, that is for me is the most important thing. If I can have this kind of conversation, this space, and this kind of vibe, that is what you are giving me, and that is what I taking from you. The other things for me, they are don't matter.
Um, Thank you. So then, what kind of people would you like to hear from, and how, like at the moment, for to help you in whatever way, and then how do they get in touch with you?
So I'm willing to hear from people that want to make a real change in the way that we all live right now. If you want to change this world and if you want to make a real difference with the environment, the sea, the desert, the Amazonia, the trying to trying trying to educate people in a different way, try to open new opportunities, doing a different thing. That is the kind of people that are willing to see and connect with.
Awesome. Um, I am so thankful for the time and your generosity, especially doing this on a Friday evening. So thank you so much for this, and I look forward to hopefully connecting again in a few months' time to see how things have progressed. Um, so thank you.
Okay, thank you, Corey, so for the time, also for the invitation, and you all are welcome to Ecuador and to Quito.
Fantastic. I will take you up on that offer.
Yes, yes,
we'll, we'll
come.
share.
It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It's
Um,
amazing.
I want to see it with my own eyes, and I want to like maybe share a meal together, and it'll be fantastic. Um,
Amazing, Corey. A big hug for you. Bye.
all right. Ciao, ciao. Bye.